Hey there, guys. Hey, and hello, Dr. Mark Hyman. Just ran across your blog on YouTube, and first time I've seen your blog, first time I've come across it, and had some interesting points in there. I was watching your blog on what Michael Moore should have done for healthcare, and I know that was a long blog that involved, a lot of different issues, mainly changing the way we think about healthcare. But everything strikes people in different ways, and I really caught on to a comment at the very beginning of the blog where you said a society can be judged on how they treat their poor, their elderly, and their young. I happen to agree with that, and I think it's very true. But where I disagree with you is that your assertion that we failed miserably at that in this country. We actually have a pretty good track record, if you look at it, of improving the standard of living, the standards of living, and improving the quality of life for the poor, minorities, the elderly, and the young in this country up until about 60 years ago. For the 100 years preceding 1940, poverty was on a precipitous decline in this country, but with the advent of the welfare state in the 40s, and then the furtherance of it in the 60s with LBJ's programs that he called the Great Society, poverty began to level off. And what we really see as a failure of government to provide for a better life and to care for the elderly and the young and the poor. Individuals helping one another have actually greatly reduced suffering related to poverty and illness and sickness and things of that nature. I know here in my community alone, a very small community, relatively small community of about 10,000 people, we have all different types of charity organizations that strive every day to improve the lives of those people that you mentioned. We have the United Way, the Red Cross, the Elks Lodge, the Rotary Club, the Lions Club, churches, people in this community and in communities that I visit all the time want to help people, or want to help in general. They have such good hearts that there are even charities in this country. In almost every city that you can go to, there are charities for pets. Charities for pets. People are so kind-hearted that they've even gone down from helping their fellow man down to helping pets. And it really goes to show you how much people want to help each other. But the way we fail our poor, our minorities, our old, and our very young, is in taking those resources away from the people that so desperately want to help one another and routing those resources through the government. And it is in government where we see the terrible failure of our inability to help each other through the hands of the government. The societies, the policies of LBJ's Great Society have not proven to reduce poverty, not been proven to be effective in helping those people that you mentioned. And the same for the programs of the New Deal we're seeing now with Social Security and Medicare. Those are actually becoming miserable failures. And so the great disservice that we do is to take resources out of the hands of private individuals that wish to help their fellow man, wish to help those people that you mentioned so desperately, and routing it through a government that last year their own auditors said they wasted approximately, or spent approximately $50 billion of our money in fraud and waste, and spend another $17 billion that the government's own accountants can't account for. So that's the disservice that we do. And taking more money from those private individuals and from the citizenry that so desperately want to help one another, and rerouting even more of that. As you mentioned, healthcare is already 60% paid for by the government in this country. Taking more money from private citizens to make that 100% or 98 or 99% will only lead to more waste and to more fraud and less money in the people's hands that actually, in the hands of people rather I should say, that actually do a good job of helping those very people that you mentioned, by which a society can and should be judged. And the government continues to be a miserable failure in that area. So I just wanted to comment on that area of your blog. I know that only addresses a very small portion of what you said, but I look forward to hearing more about that and catching up on more of your blogs in the future. So thanks a lot.